What's going on, folks, and welcome back to Beans to Greens. Today is season 1, episode 17 of our Seed to Smoke series where we're growing Trainwreck. The gals are about 5 weeks into flower, going into their 6th week, and they're doing pretty well. But before I jump on into the tent and show you all what's going on inside there, make sure you are subscribed to the channel and set up for notifications so you don't miss any new content. And speaking of new content, we're going to have a handful of videos coming out soon, so make sure you keep your eye on that. We are going to be starting another grow, and I want to get your guys' opinion on some things, so watch out for a new video on that. And then also, I do have a big announcement that's going to be coming out this week as well, so make sure you're tuned in for that. Also, make sure you're beating that like button like it owes you money, and drop me a comment down below. What do you have growing on in your garden? And if you guys don't have anything growing on inside your gardens, what are you smoking on today? So let's grab that camera and we'll hop on into this flower tent. All right, folks. So we are back here in the flower tent, showing you this Trainwreck. She's progressing really nice. We're getting a little bit of discoloration on some of the lower leaves. That's to be expected. The plant naturally is going to drop some of the lower leaves. It's just how it goes, especially if they don't get as much light as the others. But as you could tell, the buds are really starting to thicken up, and we still have a couple weeks to go yet. So they're going to continue to thicken up. We haven't done any more lollipopping. We're completely done with that right now. So really, we're just letting the plants grow. I've been doing compost teas every other week in flower, and I just gave them a compost tea today. If you are wondering my compost tea recipe or my process, check out my video. I got a video on that, on the compost tea recipe. Still got the light up at 100%. It's been about 76 to 77 degrees. I would say 75 to 77 degrees in the tent. And the relative humidity, we have dropped down to about 48% right now. We're going to keep, slowly dropping that down until we hit 45%, and then we're going to keep it there. And I have the tent exhausting on number 5, just so it's constantly getting fresh air into the tent. And then if it hits a high temp situation or a high humidity situation, then it'll give it a full 10 speed where it evacuates it. I'm running a 6-inch inline fan with a carbon filter for the smell, and I get absolutely no smell. Speaking of smell, let's see what these girls have going on just to do a little smell check on them. They've been changing a little bit in scent, and they're still getting lime, but I'm almost getting a little bit of like fuel to it as well. But it kind of smells like almost like Skittles as well. It's got a little bit of a sweetness to it. And like I said, that citrusy note, more lime than orange. But yeah, the girls are looking really good. See if I could maybe zoom in on some of these buds just to show you the trichomes and everything. But yeah, the trichomes are stacking up. These buds are getting nice and frosty. Looking really, really good. As we get later into flower and start getting towards the end, I'll show you guys some trichome shots. I have a microscope that's hooked up to my phone, so we'll be able to get some nice shots of the trichomes. And that's how we know when to harvest, but we'll get into that a little bit later on. Got my clones in the back. I know I'm not touching on those, but those things are kicking ass too. But yeah, that's going to do it for this week's update. Stay tuned in, y'all. All right, folks, so that's it for today's video. Season 1, episode 17 of our Seed to Smoke series where we're growing Trainwreck. Make sure you're staying tuned in for all the upcoming videos. I'm going to be dropping a couple this week, as I mentioned before, so make sure you're staying tuned in for all of that. And make sure you're dropping comments down below. I really appreciate you guys, and hitting that like button. Subscribe up if you're not already subscribed, and get set up for notifications so you don't miss any of this new content coming out. So I'm excited to start off our next Seed to Smoke series and some other exciting things as well too. So until next time, let's keep growing together.